Hello, I'm a level 3 public services student and I'm just currently finishing my first year. I'm going to be talking to you about what the course expects from you as a student, the clothing that you'll be having to wear, what they expect you to bring every day, the trips that they'll be providing you, what I feel you'll get out of this course and how it will benefit you in the future. I'll be talking to you about who the college bring in to talk to you from all over the services and overall what I think it will provide for you. First of all, the uniform. They provide you with this. It's a Canterbury College t-shirt and it says public services on it. They expect you to wear it every day and worn correctly, nothing added onto it to try and make it look different. If it's not worn properly, they'll give you 10 press-ups. They love to do press-ups. You also have a lanyard, a college lanyard, to help you get into the school at the doors. If you don't wear that, they'll give you press-ups as well. We've also got our PT kit, which is this. It's the same thing, it's just for sports, and that's what they expect you to wear when we have our PT. And our PT is in the sports hall on a Monday for me, and it's an hour's circuits, which are tough, but they want to push you and get the best fitness level out for you, which is what the services would want from you as well. They expect you to be fit, so this is preparation for you for when you join into the public services. We also have a run. I have it on a Tuesday. It's 1.5 mile run, and they time you to see how well you can do it in. When I first started, I wasn't very good at running. I'm still not very good, but I used to do it in 20 minutes, which wasn't the best. And then gradually running with the teachers and them pushing all of us to make sure we get the best, or they'll tell us we'll have to do it again if we don't do it straight away. I managed to get it down to about 15, 16 minutes, which still isn't the best compared to everybody else, but it's a good improvement for me. So they were proud of me and they said that I've been doing well, so that's what they expect from you. They never expect you to be the best in the course, but they expect you to be the best of yourself. PT's never the same. They always try and make it different when it's in the hall. At Christmas they do the 12 days of Christmas countdown, so you'll have different exercises for the 12 days of Christmas, and they try and make it different each week, set you different goals, as well as the bleep test. They try and push you to get your best bleep test time, and you'll be competing against your classmates as well, which is always fun when they try and cheer you on and you're sweating one out. But it's all good fun when they try and push you to get your best, because most of the time to get in the services you need a certain time in the bleep test to go on to the next stages, which is why they encourage you to try and get the best out of the time that you have at the college with it. So within the classrooms you'll be in forms with a form tutor, and you'll be set out on tables as a group. You'll have a section commander in your tables which is responsible for your table. They'll stand up each morning and say if everyone's here, and if you're not here then you'll either get a mark down in your book, or when they do eventually come in they'll get 10 press-ups or however many they feel necessary. Section commanders also tell the form tutors if everybody's got everything for the day, such as your notebooks, which is what I have, your pens, your lanyard, your PT kit. They just check to make sure everybody's in line for the rest of the day. So you have a 3-day week, and during those 3 days will be classwork. We'll be teaching you for the subject that you'll currently be learning. For example, psychology is one of the topics that you're doing in your first year, and during those 3 days of your week they'll be teaching you all different things about that subject, ready for preparation of your essay for that week. At the end of the week on a Wednesday you'll typically get one of these, which is like a brief sheet, and it tells you everything that they expect you to have in that essay for the following week to hand in. It lists everything down here on the second page, which is everything that they expect in that essay, and it's really simple to follow. As long as you add in to your essay everything on that sheet and you do it correctly, you won't get a referral. And a referral is just when you've given it back to your form tutor and they write what they feel like you've missed out or you could have done better. And it's not that's not your final grade. You then get that back. You usually get a week to do it. And then you do everything that the teachers have told you that you need to change or add in. And then you submit that back in. And 9 times out of 10, you will get the full marks that you were supposed to get, as long as you do everything the teachers have told you to do on your referral and everything the brief sheet has told you to do as well. It's not always an essay either. Sometimes you'll be doing a PowerPoint in groups, or sometimes we do posters, or we'll do class presentations, anything like that. It's not always essays, which can be a bit boring sometimes, but they try and switch it up to make it a bit more interesting. So it's not always you've got an essay at the end of the week, or it should be you've got a video to do at the end of the week. I know sometimes in our tables we've had to do table videos where we've had to make a BBC News interview about something that's recently happened in our topic that we're currently learning. So it's a bit different, it switches it up and it makes it a bit more interesting, and you also get to have a bit of a mess around with your friends as well whilst you're making this video, because it's always funny when you're watching your friend up on screen and they're making a bit of a fool out of themselves, but it's good learning and it interacts everybody as well, and it's fun to make. And it's not just always independent work, writing out an essay and trying to figure everything out by yourself. Instead, you're in a group and it helps your learning and it helps as well with your friends. The college also provide a lot of trips for you. One of the trips is a New York trip. We were going to be going on that, but obviously through some circumstances we haven't been able to. But there's military trips that will be going on. They take you to the fire and rescue services as well, which is a good day out. It teaches you, it's mainly for people who are currently starting to drive, which we all will be as we're turning 17 and 18. And it just is all about road traffic accidents, and if you're not careful what will happen. And they do a secret something and we're not allowed to tell you, and you find out when you're there, and it's quite surprising. It's interesting to watch. You have to solve like a car crash. They present a car crash to you and you have to try and figure out what happened and who's responsible for it and what could have been done differently to prevent that car crash from happening. And there's lots of other things that you can see there with first aid as well, and it's just to make you aware of a new driver, what is on the road and how you can prevent yourself from being in an accident or try and prevent anything else from happening in the future when you're driving. We also have the Look at Life trips, which is trips provided by the Royal Navy, the Royal Military, the Army, where you go away for a week, maybe 5 days, depending on what they can do, and you have a look at life, what it would be like to be in that service. You get the uniform, you get to take part in their PT, which is always fun. You get to do their routines throughout the days that you were there. I've never personally been on one, but my friends that have been on one have said that it was one of the best trips they've ever been on and would love to do it again. And they take part in all of the trips like that, and they've said everyone has been really good, and it's been really a good eye-opener for them as well, because they wasn't sure whether they wanted to join that service, and then when they've gone they've been definite about it, or they've realised that it wasn't actually for them and gone on another trip to another service and realised that was the service that they would want to join. So it's been really good, and I think that they would benefit to you as well if you was to ever go on one of those trips. It shows you what you'd be doing. Each term the college try and get external speakers to come in and talk to us from different services. We've had the Merchant Navy come in and talk to us and try and explain to us what it would be like if we joined them and the process of getting in as well and going to university with it. We also went on a trip to a university that have all these amazing facilities for the Merchant Navy. They have this massive boat simulator where you go in and you can drive a boat as if you was driving one, and that's what they use to train people. They have different scenarios where you could be in New York or you could be in Dover Docks. doesn't really matter where you ask and they'll put you up on it. They also have these different screens which show the layout of a ship, and they play scenarios of what could happen, like if it was an oil spill on board and it caught fire, you would have to try and explain what you would do to put it out, but with controls on the screen. If you was in the control centre on the boat, you'd have to try and put it out from there, so that was really interesting. We have people from the Royal Navy, the Royal Marines come in. Royal Marines was really fun. They done a PT session with us, which was very interesting because it was stuff that they have to do when they join, but they dumbed it down for us obviously because we're not Royal Marine material, all of us, just yet. But it was very challenging because whenever we done anything wrong, they would treat it like it was them, one of their own, that had done it wrong, and they'd make us run or do press-ups or something to punish us. But it's all fun and games, and they were just trying to show us what it would be like and giving us an insight as well. And they spoke to us after as what the benefits of joining the Royal Marines and where you would go, what you'd see, and what their life is like being in the Royal Marines. We also had a lovely man come in. He spoke to us about what it was like to be in the Falkland Wars. He was relevant to us at the time as well because we was learning about different wars, and he was able to tell us on a personal basis what it was like being away from your family, just coming from one war going straight to another, so that was interesting as well, and he provided us a lot of information. Having those external speakers come in also allows you to see if you would want to join that services. You can ask any questions you want and they're able to answer it, so it's a good way to find out a lot of information without having to research it and not getting the answers that you technically want, but you can ask them and they can give it to you, or if not, they can find other ways to give it to you, put you in contact with somebody. Yeah, so they're really good when they come in. The course as a whole, I think, is really good. It's beneficial to me because I would like to be in the police. I want to be a detective one day, hopefully. And they push you to your best. They never let you fail. Even if you feel like you are failing, they always push you until they think that you have got the best out of yourself, which comes down to PT. They never let you fail. They always, even if you can't do it or you think that you can't do it, which most of the time I don't think I can do it, but I most definitely can, because they either find you another route in PT or they run with you in PT. It doesn't really matter, they still help you. That's also what it's like with work. In my form, we have this sort of sit-down session whilst we're just doing our own work or doing our essays during the class. And our form tutor will talk to us individually, ask how we're getting on, what we're struggling with, do we need any help, anything like that, and they will try and put in place anything that we need to help us and to make sure that we're getting the best out of our time here. They never let us get anything less than what they think we will need. Obviously they're quite strict with uniform. You're allowed black leggings or trousers. For the boys you have like these cargo black trousers, and you also have your polo t-shirts and your jumpers, and they expect you to wear this, and they expect you to have your hair up. For girls as well, you always have to have your hair up because in the services that's what they would be expecting you as well. They're just trying to get you into this sort of routine of having to do certain things because it's what's expected of you. If you join the services, they expect you to have your hair up if you're a girl, or if you've got long hair if you're a boy, and have the correct uniform, have your lanyards, have your PT kit, and if you don't, you get push-ups, and unless you want to have really strong arms from the push-ups, nobody really wants to do them, so just have your uniform and have everything that you're supposed to have with you so you don't have to do the push-ups. I definitely recommend this course because I think it's a great opportunity to go on. They provide a lot of trips for you, they push you to the best that you can be, and more that you didn't even think that you could do, they still push you to it. You can see your progress throughout the year because they keep your essays and you can see how well you've gone from the start of the year to the end and how you've progressed. And I just think that it's a really good course to do, and if you have any questions you can go onto the website and you can email in, and if you have any further inquiries.